Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Wilsonville, Oregon real estate market. This update will cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, August 21st. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, as I always do, and go through the info with you. So first off, looking at active listing activity, we had 11 properties come on the market in Wilsonville this last week. You can kind of see that's down from last week, but kind of in the middle, roughly, of kind of where it's been over this past 8 weeks. Ended the week with 53 homes on the market, active on the market, unchanged from the week prior, but you can definitely kind of see a rise in inventory from the beginning of the period. Had a low of 30 here, so definitely more inventory in Wilsonville. Median price and the days on market for the active listings, you can kind of see that's actually kind of come down here. We had a high of 730 here a little over a month ago. Last couple of weeks been right at 689,000. Actually hasn't moved much really over the past month, so it's been pretty consistent. And then days on market, you can kind of see we had a low of 11. It got up to 23 days. This last 3 weeks, it's been holding right at 17. So as we've got new things kind of coming on the market, keeps this number down. But definitely, in total, I would say things are definitely certainly staying on the market longer than what we've experienced earlier this year. The pending sales activity. So we had 11 properties go pending this last week, just down one from the prior week. But again, towards the upper end of the range here over the past 8 weeks. Ended the week with 50 homes in pending status, which you can kind of see kind of matches the high for the 6 weeks here. That's what we had last week as well. The median price and the days on market for those pendings, that has been rising over the past 8 weeks here. So I had a low of 619. It got up to 771 here about 3 weeks back. It's dropped the past couple of weeks down to 679 is the last reading for that. And the days on market's been a little bit up and down. Had a low of 8, got up to 28 this last week, dipped back down to 20 was the median days on market for those pendings. And then lastly here, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this info together, I show we had 8 properties go from pending to sold last week in Wilsonville. That's up from the prior week, and it's had a low of 2, a high of 11. So it's it's been a little kind of all over the place. And when I look over the past 4 weeks of activity on a weekly basis, came in at 33 this last week, closings over the prior 4 weeks, and you can kind of see that's been going up here over the past 3 weeks now after reaching a low of 19 about a month ago. And the median sold price and days on market for those solds, you can see the sold price had been declining. We were at 650, got down to 585 for a couple weeks, and has been kind of clawing back here the last couple of weeks. This last week came in at 655 for the median price. Days on market has been much more steady, just between 5 and 7 for the most part over the past week. This last week came in at 7. And then lastly here, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the OLP, or original list price. And you can kind of see we started the 8 weeks here with 3 weeks of inventory. There was a hot seller's market. And then you can kind of see the reversal here a little bit. Got clear up to about 10 weeks of inventory here about a month ago, and has fallen back down over this past 3 weeks here now. As the amount of active listings has kind of plateaued a bit, and the number of solds has been increasing. That's bringing this number back down. So the last reading was about 6.5 weeks of inventory. And then the sale price as a percent of the original list, you can kind of see where that's been. We had a high of about 103 over a month ago, and it's been coming back down. This last week it dropped clear to 97, which seemed like a pretty drastic drop. So I kind of looked behind the scenes there a little bit. There was a handful of listings that closed that were way below the original listing price. So that kind of skewed this a bit. If you kind of excluded those few listings, it would be closer again to kind of full asking price for all the other closings that have happened. So So a bit of a skew there, but still a very competitive market in Wilsonville. With only about 6 weeks of inventory, and for the most part, things selling for close to full asking price. So still pretty strong. So I hope this weekly update has been helpful and informative for you. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065, and we'd be happy to speak with you further. If this has been helpful, please give me some likes, comments, and shares. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to follow along on a weekly basis. It's a great way for you to stay informed of what's happening in your local market. So, as always, I really appreciate you watching, and hope you have a fantastic day.